Jada was back at it here to finally give everybody another Walking Dead Season 10 episode review video. But before I get into that, it's extremely important. If you're not caught up to the point where I am in watching The Walking Dead, so you need to pay attention to that episode title. I'll put that in the description. If that's the case and you're not caught up, I highly recommend that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. So it is here. The wait for this episode is finally here. And I've said finally too many times now, but what a wait. Because of all this coronavirus pandemic shit, we get to see the episode of The Walking Dead that we've been waiting for since April. So this is going to be my review, reaction, recap of The Walking Dead Season 10, episode number 16. The title of this episode is called The Certain Doom. And it was going to initially be the Walking Dead Season 10 finale, but now it's just episode 16, and we will get 6 more episodes for Season 10, barring the pandemic not going really, really bad and people being locked in their houses again. So that should be interesting. So we got 30 more episodes of The Walking Dead. So let's get started with this review. We start off with the scenes that we've already seen. Father Gabriel running into Diane, talking to RJ and Gracie, telling them that I'm not done yet, telling them that there's others that can help out. Then we see Virgil, we see Aaron, we see Alden, then we see this ninja character that I'm very intrigued to see who the hell it is. And then we get Maggie reading the note that Carol had left for her. Beta controls the Walker Whisperer horde. Eugene apparently wipes out on the bicycle. Ezekiel gives Eugene a speech about giving everything they had, says he'll carry Eugene over his shoulder if he has to. Daryl and Carol are discussing Michonne leaving to help some people while they're setting up some sort of booby trap in the place that they're at. Carol says the only way Michonne would go is if Daryl would be there to watch Judith and RJ. Now, members of the Oceanside aren't ready to trust Lydia. Now, Lydia tells Carol she doesn't hate her for what she did, and Carol says it didn't help anyway, or anything, as Beta took over and was just as sadistic as Alpha in certain ways. Although he really only killed Laura, from my recollection, where Alpha had the whole Pike scene and that whatnot. But Lydia also says Alpha wasn't her mother. Not in a way it matters. And then Luke, Jules, Kelly, Magna, Jerry, Beatrice, Carol, Jerry, and Daryl cover themselves in Walker blood to prepare to go out into the horde to try to draw the horde away from the building that they're at. Negan tells Daryl he isn't going because the Whisperers will recognize him, which that might be the case, especially Beta. Daryl says you have to put your ass on the line like everyone else. Diane, at the orders of Gabriel, is shooting the walkers that are actually Whisperers in the horde with her bow and arrow from way up in the window place. Beta eventually figures this out and what our survivors are doing and begins to move the horde in a different direction. Lydia informs the survivors that Beta probably knows what they're doing. A Whisperer got caught on the booby trap that Daryl and Carol had left. Pretty awesome kill, by the way, assuming that Whisperer died, I'm guessing. Lydia tells Negan he could be a hero. Negan gives Lydia Alpha's Whisper mask. That's pretty interesting. As Carol and Beatrice are walking through the horde, a Whisperer spots Beatrice because she sees her knife and stabs her. Carol does stab the Whisperer. When the Whisperer falls to the ground, they were able to stab Beatrice in the ankle. She goes down and then gets mauled by walkers. Now, she was carrying a bag, and Lydia, wearing Alpha's Whisperer mask, comes by and grabs the bag or pack that Beatrice was carrying with her, and her and Carol meet up with the others at the rendezvous point, I guess. Gabriel, Judith, Rachel, Scott, and maybe Diane. I'm not sure where actually Diane is at this point, but they've barricaded themselves in this room, in this place that they're at. Our survivors have gotten out and are trying to lead the walkers away by playing this song over speakers. And I don't know the name of this song. It sounds familiar, but I I can't figure it out. No matter how many Google searches I do on it or how many times I say, what is the song in Walking Dead episode 16? At the moment, it's not showing up. I could ask somebody, I guess, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. But while the wagon pulls away, the plan fails as the Whisperers get to them and find out what they're doing. So Gabriel tells Judith, since the Whisperers are getting close to getting through the barricaded doors, to tell Rosita something, implying that Gabriel might not make it out. And then tells Judith to leave with Scott and Rachel in the elevator with the rope to climb down. Whisperers eventually break through the barricade as Gabriel tries to fight him off. He does a really good job, but they're just too many to handle. And they pin Gabriel down, two of them, and then one's got like a knife. He's ready to do something. And then, bam, the ninja shows up with Aaron and starts fighting off the walkers. Aaron actually doesn't do anything at all at that point. And actually, he shows up last, now that I think about it. So the ninja kills a couple of Whisperers, and then Maggie shows up and kills one. Epic moment, I must say. I don't know why I did, but my eyes started to water when Maggie was like there. It was just, Maggie belongs on the show until she gets killed off or survives till the end. So that was great. And of course, Maggie and Father Gabriel hug, and it was just a great moment. And it's good to see Maggie there. And Father Gabriel I didn't think Gabriel was actually going to die in this episode at all. I think they were making us think he was going to die, and I thought he was safe 100%. I actually don't think Gabriel will die in the series. He's too important at this point. Like, they made him too important of a character. But anyway, the survivors start to kill Whisperers that are in the horde one by one. Beta notices Alpha's whisper mask and probably figures out it's Lydia. And then all of a sudden he hears Negan whisper to Beta, "Hey, shithead." Then Beta goes after Negan. He pushes a walker on Negan, and Negan fights it off. Daryl helps Negan in that encounter and stabs Beta. And then when Beta turns around, he puts both of his knives in Beta's eyes. Pretty epic moment there. I wish the fight would have lasted a little bit longer, but anyway, Beta starts to see visions from his past of everything that's kind of happened with him. And then when he pulls the knives out of his eyes, he embraces getting mauled by the horde of walkers. He just puts his arms out and like a Christ symbol and wants to be one. So do we eventually see a Walker Beta? Maybe, I don't know. Because we didn't see anything else after that with that character. So pretty crazy moment. Carol, she's leading the walkers to a cliff. As walkers start to fall over the cliff, they kind of bump into her. And Carol, for whatever reason, seems to be ready to fall over the cliff with the walkers and be gone. And then all of a sudden, Lydia grabs her hand and starts to pull her away to cover. And then Lydia takes her mother's mask, her mother's whisper mask off and throws it over the cliff. And it was a pretty cool visual shot with walkers falling down as the mask is like falling through the air. Very epic moment, and the music they chose for it was really good too. So excellent moment there. And then we have a Rosita sighting as she's sitting on something attending to Coco, and Gabriel puts his jacket around her. Aaron brings Gracie over to Maggie as they embrace, and then Judith walks over with RJ. Maggie turns around, smiles, and gives Judith a big hug, completely ignoring RJ, by the way. Jerry asks, "Is it?" I'm presuming he wanted to finish with, "Is it over?" And Carol says, thanks to her, and points to Lydia. And Lydia responds, and her as well. Luke says, thanks all around. Lydia says to Negan, "You're still here." And Negan says, "For now." Daryl and Carol embrace. He asks Carol, did she get what she wanted? And Carol doesn't really say much, like, no. I think Carol wants Daryl now. Daryl says, "You still got me," but not in the way that Carol wants. And personally, I now think The Walking Dead is going to end with Daryl and Carol making out or something like that. Or with some kind of Rick sighting possibly too. but Daryl and Carol making out and then deciding to go to, well, as a matter of fact, they mentioned that Mexico is still out there, but thinks there's still things to do here. Then we see a person covered to be what appears to be dirt, mud, something like that. They're struggling to stand up, and we find out that it's Connie. And she's still alive. She's not a walker, but she doesn't appear to be in good shape. Then she falls over. As she's laying there, we see somebody come up in a horse. And as the camera zooms up, it's Virgil. Personally, that would have been a great moment to show Morgan again. But, if Morgan's on Fear the Walking Dead, whatever. So, obviously, Virgil's probably going to bring Connie back to health. And he's on a horse. I don't know where he got that from. But nonetheless, and then the last thing of the episode, we see our other survivors, Yumiko, Ezekiel, Eugene, and the princess at this train station place. Princess makes fun of Eugene for being a horny dude. And then there's a bunch of what appears to be stormtroopers with weapons that show up and make our small group here, surrender. And Eugene has got his hands up looking terrified. So obviously that's the Commonwealth soldiers, if you read the comic books, but and that's how the episode ends. So, I mean, it was a pretty packed finale. There's some gripes I have with it. The episode title is called A Certain Doom. I expected a lot more character deaths besides Beatrice. First of all, I don't even care about Beatrice. She's on the Oceanside team. We barely see the Oceanside team. And Cindy's in this episode, apparently. I don't remember seeing Cindy at all. So, I don't know. I didn't like that part. I mean, granted, we've lost enough characters already. But when you hint to it, we should have lost a couple more. Like Luke, I like Luke as a character now. But let's face it, he's been, like, they've hinted to him being dead so many times. And then Scott continues to survive, which is, now I'm going to start liking Scott, and then they're going to kill him off. But I expected more character deaths besides, well, at least from our Survivor team, aside from Beatrice. They could have killed Rachel, they could have killed Cindy, and any other member from the Oceanside, since they're barely used, and then maybe Scott and a Luke or something like that. But we got Beatrice and Beta, and all the Whisperers and those zombie hordes. So that surprised me. Other than that, I liked it. I'm very, very shocked that Rosita didn't die. I thought Rosita for sure was going to die because they were trying to make us think that Father Gabriel was going to die. And I was like, okay, it's going to end up being Rosita that probably saves him somehow, some way. But no, Rosita's barely in the episode, and she's fine at the end of the episode, as far as we know. But Maggie and the ninja, and then Aaron, well, he didn't really do anything, but he was with Maggie and the ninja, saved Gabriel. So that kind of shocked me. I kind of wish Beta would have made it past the season, just because I like Beta as a character. I think he's very menacing, and I just like the Whispers in general. They made things creepy again on The Walking Dead. The horror element was there again. So those are some of my gripes, but I mean, aside from that, I mean, Maggie coming back, I wasn't super thrilled about that. I mean, I liked it, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't like anxious for it. But when she appears on screen to help Gabriel, my eyes started watering. I don't know why, but they did. And then like when her and Judith embraced, and then the parts with Lydia and Carol, that was pretty epic stuff. And then the whole scene with the walkers falling down the cliff and like the visuals that we got there, that was awesome. So I really liked the episode aside from the lack of character deaths, but we've had enough character deaths, I guess. Also, my character of the episode, I'm going to give it to Lydia. Lydia really proved her worth in this episode. I didn't think Lydia was going to make it out of this season. I didn't see any point to keep her around. She's going to die in this finale, or what was the finale, but no, she survived. Her and Rosita, so I'll have to give it to her. My score of the episode, I'm going to give it a 9.0 out of 10. I think I got it right there. Of course, I could watch this episode again, and it could go up or down depending on, I don't know, I guess depending on what happens for the rest of the season. So we'll have to wait till sometime in 2021. I'm guessing first quarter 2021 that we'll see those remaining 6 episodes of season 10. And then we'll see sometime, hopefully around October, the first 12 episodes of season 11. And then 12 episodes in 2022 will finish out the Walking Dead flagship show. So, you've heard what I have to say. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead and are excited that The Walking Dead is back for one night, and then we have the other two Walking Dead shows, World Beyond and Fear the Walking Dead, and this show has been a big part of your life, and it has for me as well, go ahead and smash the like button. If you don't like The Walking Dead and wasted your time listening or watching this, go ahead and smash the not like button. If you know anybody that would be interested in listening or watching this particular video, go ahead and share the video with them, and then let them know that they can share it with other people that they know that like The Walking Dead. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section about your thoughts on the episode, your score, your character of the episode, your favorite moment of the episode. It had to be you and Maggie, or that ninja. That ninja person, whoever that is legit. Now, a thought was it's Herschel, Maggie's son Herschel, but the age doesn't quite add up. Not enough time has passed for the ninja to be that old. So I have no idea who it is. Who knows? Maybe it's just a random character they made up. But go ahead and leave that favorite character of the episode, favorite moment, anything you got. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to this channel, join the team, show your support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.